Good morning, Jim Hodges here, Badger here. Badger is 8 months old. She's a cross between Aussie, Border Collie, Heeler, I'm told Lab. I think she looks a lot more like a Border Collie Aussie mix. Maybe a little shorter hair, but man, that's what she looks like to me. Anyway, she's a great dog. She was very smart. And what do I say about smart dogs? Smart dogs, real training begins when you want your dog to do something, they want to do something else, okay? Remember that, because it's going to be important with her. She is smart. She's going to test you 2 or 3 times in her life as she goes from 8 months to maturity. You have to be the leader. So why are we, or how do we become the leader? By saying what you mean what you say. If you don't mean it, don't say it. When you give a command, especially when you've given a command in the beginning, these next 4 to 6 weeks, and she's messed up on it or she didn't do it, you as the trainer have to be ready for that and understand the next time you want to anticipate and be prepared to make her do that command. Really, really important. When you're walking around and doing obedience, you don't have to give a command off the fly. Do your prep work. Be in control before you give the command. So that means if I was getting ready, and this is important, if I was getting ready to do the DOWN command and I'd been having trouble with her, I would make sure this collar is up underneath and I would not give her that command, sit, good girl, until I was ready to make her do it. Down, good, hand signal from the side, good girl, look how she looks, we want to praise that, sit, yeah, good girl. Right, that's another thing. I use treats all the time, or most all the time, for the come command, off leash. She's on an electronic fence, and off leash in the house, and on leash as well. We're doing this in a repetitious manner. Don't know if that's the right word, but it sounded good to me. In a manner that we do it over and over, hundreds of times. It's just like firemen when they're out there practicing to save our lives or save our home or our possessions. They practice this for the one time they need it. Well, guess what? That's what you're doing. And it's so important to realize that when we do these commands, and like for the come, for example, that she's going to come. And that we have a pretty good feeling she's going to come. And we'll cover that in just a second, okay? So we're going to walk through obedience. We want to make sure that we embrace her with our heart, our soul, our spirit. We want her to be excited. We want her to want to work for us, okay? We'll use treats from time to time, but not every time. She's one of these dogs that work really well for treats. There's nothing wrong with using treats. I don't care if you use them for the rest of your life, but I will with my dogs. But for 4 to 6 weeks, I want you to be the leader, okay? And to be the leader means you're not going to be using treats all the time. She's going to be listening to you because you asked her or told her to do something. And she wants to do it, not because you got an enticement, okay? Really important to be aware. We're going to start to work when she's being calm. Atta girl, good girl. We want to praise her for that because she is high octane. She does want to run around. She does want to nip and herd and guard and do things like that. So when she does chill, praise her for it. So important, okay? And make sure that you're always in control of the situation, or don't open this up if you're not in control, okay? So we're going to start working. She messes up, I'm going to bite her. I'm going to provide a consequence, okay? She does right, I'm going to praise her. Good girl. One of the things that we've had with her is with this horrific heat, she starts to break down after about a half hour, 45 minutes. You don't have to work that long. You know, all we're trying to do to be leaders is work 10, 15, 20 minutes a day and then little increments, 5, 10, 20, 30 seconds. Does it mean that we can't go for a long walk if her body is adept to it, okay, and that she can't obey? But when we're trying to get her to concentrate for an hour out here and it's 95 degrees, that's asking a lot for a dog. So we want to be upbeat. We don't need to push that hard, but when we ask her to do something, she has to do it regardless. You ready, sweetheart? Let's go. My tone of voice is let's go. She walks with me. My goal is she's going to walk with me. If she goes out in front, I'm going to tap the leash back. Good girl. Yes, ma'am. If she starts to go this way, I'm going to tap the leash back to me. Notice I didn't tell her the SIT. I didn't tell her the DOWN either. She might have seen my hand waving because she is so smart, thinking I might have meant it, but I'm just not going to pay any attention to it right now. Let's go has to be a short, loose leash. Not taut. This is her head. Not tight, but loose. Watch again. Let's go. Hear that tone of voice? Good girl. See where my hand is? That way I can tap real quick if need be. Sit. Good girl. See, she loves that praise. Atta girl. Sit means sit. She has to hold that sit until I release her. Hand signal is like this, okay? Good girl. Now, a lot of times I tell people a dog doesn't need to stay in a sit for a long time. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. Well, she likes to sit, so I might be willing to keep her longer, only in special circumstances. Now, break. I break her. Did you notice what she did? She came right to me. When I release the dog, when I'm doing commands, I can go from one command to another command to another command. But when I release her and tell her break, I want to be exciting. I want to usually step away from her because I am subliminally teaching her that I'm the center of the universe, okay? So when I break her and she runs to me, I'm a pet her, love her, may even give her a treat. That's a great time to give her a treat because she's getting comfortable with coming to me, okay? The big thing with treats is unless we're teaching you commands or we're doing the come, see her head? We don't hold a treat out because the treat takes we take second position behind the treat, okay? Great for teaching, great for the off leash, not so good in obedience, but she's got to learn to do what we ask her to when we ask her to do it. So, sit. It doesn't matter. Break. Atta girl. Sit. Doesn't matter if we're stopped or still. Good girl. Break. Let's go. Hand signal is like this, okay? Good girl. So we come back around, sit. Atta girl. See how happy she is? We start working 30 minutes, she's going to get tired. We want to keep it upbeat. Next thing, down from the side. Hand signal is down. Down means down, just like this. If she did not down, I would have tapped the leash. This is her head. Remember, people, tap and release, not pull. When we pull, we do the work for her. No, down. She was grabbing something. She doesn't grab anything unless it's a down stay, okay? No, down. We had a major rain last night, so there's a lot of scents up on the ground this morning, but that's no excuse. She's got to do it. So we're in that down. She has to hold that down. I could go stay, and now we pack our bags, and she's there for a while. Now she can smell the ground. Now she can chew on the bone. She can go to sleep. She can lay on her side. I do not want her to pick up a rock or an acorn off the ground. I will still provide a consequence. If you go on my Facebook page, you'll see a dog that has rocks in her belly. Didn't happen here. Happened before she got here, but the client was nice enough and gracious enough to send it to me, okay? So now we did down stay. Stay means pack your bags, you're going to be there. We can also use stay without down when we're going out of a room. Stay. In the beginning, we would have her on a leash. Okay, and as we walked out, as she walked with us, we grabbed the leash. No, stay. So I've got her in this down stay. If she got up now, and we would do this inside, not where she could run off and get in trouble, okay, but when she's out, when we have her in that down stay and she breaks it, we go pick up the leash and we take her back to where she was. We're tapping all the way along. No, down, stay, and we immediately go back to where we were, okay? That's the same with down or sit. If break, good girl. If she broke the command, we would put her back where she was. Sit, down. You notice she's hitting down before I even told her to. That's down from in front. Break, atta girl. Have her come into me. We come right back, down, even in motion. Sit. Good girl. Down. Good. Come. Now we introduce the come command. Hand signal, she comes and sits and holds it. Break. That's where I would use a treat, okay? Don't have to use a treat all the time. You notice I didn't have one there, but I'm getting ready to pull one out of my pocket to introduce the off leash. Okay, so pretend like she's off leash in our yard. And she's on an electronic fence at home. So she's out in the yard, okay? And she doesn't have a leash on. This is going to be really hard because she wants to stay close, fortunately. And we would go, Badger, Badger, hey, come. Good girl, break. So I didn't bite her. Did you notice? If you'll go back and play the video, she was looking over there. I said, Badger, look. And she started, look at her looking at the tree. That's fantastic. She starts running to me. When she commits to running, it becomes come. And we do that so many times. When we do the come command, on leash her off, when we bring the treat, we bring it right here. We want her coming right here. If we hold the treat out here, she's going to run to our treat. Well, guess what? We're teaching her to run potentially by us in the future, okay? Atta girl. We always praise. We praise 20 times more than we bought. We praise when we're happy with what she's doing. So I praised her right then, okay? I wanted her to know that this is fun. This can be a great thing, okay? So let's go. Let's recap. Sit. She doesn't sit. No, sit. She did it. I wouldn't even try to. Down. She didn't do it. No, down. Break. Sit. And here we go. Loose leash. Come. And now if she didn't come to me, I would have tapped the leash. And if she didn't come to me and sit, I would have tapped the leash and said, no, come. And if she didn't sit, or when I went to pet her or give her a treat, she started to break the command, it would be no sit. Atta girl. Break. Good girl. She's in rare form this morning. Not rare form. This is it before you start working, it gets real hot. Play. You notice how she is starting to learn to go across the room. She smells another dog on the bed. That's okay. Place means lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what you do as long as you stay on your bed. She can easily do this for an hour or so. Smelling is okay. Stepping off of the bed or chewing on the bed is a consequence. What's a consequence? It's a tap of the leash. You remember we do consequence in a stepwise manner until we find the level that she doesn't want to test, and we stay at that level. We're not here to intimidate or dominate or break her spirit or hurt her or have her fear for us for any reason whatsoever. She can easily do this for an hour or two, okay? I don't do a place outside, but you could. The reason I'm doing the place out here is for video and for working with my clients. If you're sitting on the deck, you could put her in a place command and you have a cookout or enjoy company or family. No biggie. Some point in time, you won't even need the bed. You can point to a general area. Atta girl, I'm so proud of you. Good girl. Right, let's go. So now the next thing is to load up in our car. Badger can get on furniture, so I'm not going to worry about it, but if you had a dog that you wanted on furniture and you were the leader, I believe you need to be the leader to allow the dog to get on furniture, you would just give them this command. To get in the car, we would ask her, a lot of dogs when they go to get into a car are just barreling to get in. That can be very dangerous. It can be very frustrating. Either one is not something we want. So I like to teach my dogs to sit, calm, chill before they load up. So if this was a car, sit. Good girl. See, if you look at the video, she was ready to go. She thought I was going to tell her the command. But she was smart enough when I told her to sit to hold it. Now, same hand. Load up. Good girl. Good girl. Break. So we load up. If that was a piece of furniture, we would break her to get off of it. Or we'd give her another command, okay? One of the things people do when a dog jumps up on them or gets on the furniture, they say down. But guess what? Down means down. It doesn't mean jump off. Break. Good girl. Last thing on the place command. No. So you see, I bet her, she gets turned on by kitty cats as well. If she was to get off of that place command, just like with the down and sit earlier, I would grab the leash and tap her back. No, place. Then good girl. Let's talk about consequence just a minute. Even whenever I have to provide a consequence, once they do what I want, I come back and praise a little bit. I don't praise as much as if they did it right the first time, but say we did a command and she didn't do the command, and then I said no and the command and she did it. I want to let her know that's what I wanted. her to do in the beginning. That's why I would provide a little bit of consequence. Now, what we're going to do is, see, I'm going to make her deal with this. Down. This may be a little difficult, but we'll see. Good girl. Sit. Good. Right. So, if I thought she was going to surge out, did you notice how I tapped the leash right there? Good girl. She doesn't get to see the cat until I tell her. It's not about her choice, it's my choice, okay? Hey, sweetheart. Yeah. So if this got too intense, let's go. We would turn around and walk off. It's our choice what we decide to do. It's not hers, all right? And this is a good test. While I'm talking about test, one of the things that we've seen with Badger here is she needs a little more socialization. Could be a little bit genetic with the way she reacts to objects and things, or it could be as a result of a mishap that happened earlier in life. We talked about it. When we see something that is obviously a fear or alert with her, we just don't push right up to do it, okay? But we try to control the situation, let her know that nothing's going to hurt her, okay? As we talked before, the object could be 15 feet away, all right? And she starts to get afraid. We take control, we wait, and then she handles that, then we move a little bit closer. Atta girl. And we take stepwise approaches to something that she is afraid of until she realizes it's not going to hurt her. So we don't get apprehensive. We definitely, if we do not have control of the situation, try to introduce her to an object that could be fearful. I understand she's that way with lawnmowers as well. But we gradually get closer and we hold it. One of the things we do not do is we do not feel sorry for her and start petting and loving her when she's afraid. Just when I'm petting and loving her right now, what I'm doing is telling her whatever she's thinking in her mind about that cat. So if I'm not sure, I'm not going to pet her because I could be reinforcing her feelings. So when she's afraid of something, we start saying, it's okay, baby. We're reinforcing that fear. So be strong, have control. When we do approach an object, it's a step at a time, and we want to be the leader. So I'll normally take a little bit of lead over my dog to show it. If any of you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. I think I've got an article up on my website about socialization and fear of objects. If not, I'll make sure I put something up. Maybe I'll even do a video once I get another dog in that has this. All right, let's go. So we've done everything now but the heel command. The heel command is where we have our dog in a box right beside us. It's our job to keep her in the box, her job to stay in the box. It's a short proximity movement command. It's to make sure she's right here, that she doesn't move off or do anything that we don't want her to do, okay? When she starts to move off, we bite. And our job is to bite and keep her in the box, okay? Keep in mind that when we're moving, she can't read our mind. She has to focus on us, so we don't sit there and do jump stops and things like that. That's going to cause her to mess up. We want to build on success, not failure. And if she starts to read us and follow us, it's just increasing that great focus she already has. You ready, girl? Sit. Good. Hand signals like this. Heel. So even when I turn, I straighten up. Good. Heel. Short leash. Good girl. I can step off and she holds it. Great in traffic. Heel. Good girl. Turning again. Turn, 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 turn. Come out straight and she holds it. I step away. Right. Atta girl. So, any of that time in the heel, if she's not in our box, we tap back. If when we stop she doesn't sit, it's no sit, okay? If we move off, it's no sit. So when we heel and stop, she's supposed to sit automatically. And the heel command is not like let's go, where eventually we may let our dog walk further away from us. The heel is always in this box. If you have any questions, pick up the phone, give me a call. If I had to give a couple of little points here, we want to continue the socializer. I would try to introduce a new object every opportunity you get. One time a day would be great. It's only going to help her as she goes forward. Use treats all the time for off-leash, come, and on-leash come as much as you want. Make sure you use your tone of voice with her to help encourage her, okay? Biggest thing is she's smart, she's a little stubborn. If you don't lead, she's going to take advantage of you. So when we give her the command, sit her down, be sure that we're ready to make her do it. And if she doesn't do it, that we tap and not pull to ask her to do it. We always start at the lowest level that you can imagine on the tap. And we gradually build, but every time we increase a consequence, we stay there for 30 days, okay? When she's doing good, we praise her. When she's calm, we praise her. She's going to be a great dog. When she starts to do the herding and the nipping, we have to start on leash. We have to bite it. If she starts to jump on us, we're going to bite it. If she starts to bite us while we're loving her, that little nibble play bite, we're going to bite it if we don't like it, okay? And we're going to do that with the tab, with the leash. If we don't have a leash or tab, we're just going to grab her collar and tap and release like I'm doing. So you see, I'm sitting here biting her. Does that look like that bothers her? No. It's when I give that word no or and bite her that she understands I'm growling and I'm not happy. The tap alone, dogs, when they're interacting with each other, bite each other every day. So if you need me, 336-945-3232. JimHodgesDogTraining.com. On Facebook, I'm facebook.com/Jim Hodges Dog Training. I'm here for you. I don't care if I see you every week for the next year. I want us to get this down. She is a fantastic dog. You're fantastic people. Work together, and you're just going to have a wonderful relationship together. Remember, say what you mean what you say. If you don't mean it, don't say it, okay? And if she does something once, she's going to do it over and over again. If it's something you like, put a word to it, you got a new command. If it's something you don't like, you got to get in front of it and show her what the boundaries are. And when she does mess up, as long as it's not too hot and too long in the training, try to come back and repeat that command right then a couple of times in a row successfully so she knows what you want. Repetition is key. Relationship is key. Make sure we're committing and communicating with our spirit and our love. We want to be happy. We want her to be happy. Take care. Bye-bye.